Aloha. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good morning. Wherever you are in the world, good something, whatever. Anyhow, this is Andrew Aloha live out of Flagstaff, Arizona with Spiritual Image Productions on Facebook Live. Establishing and maintaining right relationships with the human body. Aloha and welcome to today's updates for Andrew Aloha, myself, and I, and Spiritual Image Productions. There's a number of things that I want to talk to you about, like right now, like yesterday. In fact, this is one of the things. I don't know if you got a chance to see this yet. I filled mine out already, and I burned mine yesterday. I did a little prayer, a little ritual, and then literally I have an urn, and I burned it and put it in there and released and let go of all the stuff that I'm grieving, all the stuff that I hate, all the stuff that I'm sad about, all the stuff that is annoying, just all the stuff that I just don't need. I just let it go. And not that. And this is the prayer form. I put the link on the comment section, but you can go on there and download this prayer form yourself. Also, process in Tucson. I believe Tucson, Arizona, and I probably talked about this last time, but they have probably the biggest All Souls procession anywhere in the country, I believe. I think Mexico, maybe Spain, and other countries have even bigger ones, but Tucson is they do a huge one. I think they did that yesterday. I'm not 100%. Maybe they're doing it tonight, but I don't know. I put the schedule, the link, so you can go check out the schedule if you want to check it out. And if you're nearby Tucson and you want to go fill this out and put that in their urn, then you can help honor all your loved ones that have already passed on and bless them. And in turn, I believe that they will help guide you and bless you and help you out throughout the year as well. So it kind of works both ways. So and it helps them when you do that, because it allows them to move forward as well in a better capacity than they probably have been prior to. So anyhow, again, this is the prayer form for the All Souls procession. This it's from the Tucson website, and you can go there again and you can fill it out yourself. And then again, I don't know if they're doing the procession tonight. You still have time to go. Well, actually, you may not. It might be too late because they've probably already downloaded all the prayer forms, all the prayers, and then they've already put it in the urn, or they're gonna put it in the urn tonight, and they probably have already got all the stuff that they're gonna put in there for. So it may be too late, but you can still do it on your own. Like I said, fill it out on your own and then go from there. So anyhow, the other thing that I want to talk to you about, and I'm not going in order of, because I put a title on this, and I'm not going in the order that I'm listing as a title. And by the way, what we're talking about is Dia de los Muertos. Halloween, I believe, is the commercialized version of Dia de los Muertos, the All Souls procession, and there was another thing they called it. Anyhow. Yesterday and today are Dia de los Muertos Day holiday, and again, the whole idea is that you celebrate your loved ones gone on, and then you go and you release all the stuff that you want to release as well. So it's like that. And today, midnight your time, wherever you are, would be the last moment, the last second that Dia de los Muertos will be active. So you might want to fill out the prayer form again and burn it and do your little ritual and offer it up to the universe, and then burn it and let it go by midnight tonight. So anyhow, the next thing I want to talk about, nothing personal, but yeah, a few days ago I finally got certified to be a Reiki master under Gail Thackray, whose teachers are Ushue, Hayashi, and Takada. I don't know those beings. One of them is a Tibetan lineage, and the other one, I'm not sure if it's Japanese or something else. I think it may be Japanese. I'm not sure. But anyhow, so get in line, and in fact, tonight I'm going to be doing my first Reiki attunement. There's in the master's program they teach you how to do Reiki attunement, so people can become more clairvoyant, more psychic, or healed deeper than they would be otherwise. And they have other attunements, for teaching other people how to do Reiki as well, level 1, 2, 3, and even master. So as this progresses, I'll be doing attunements, and in fact, tonight I'll be doing my first clairvoyant attunement for a client that I've been working with, and so hopefully this will help her deepen her. I think she's already psychic enough; she doesn't realize it, but hopefully she will tune in even deeper and accept and embrace that psychic ability that she already has, and move forward with it. So I think it'll help her. So anyhow, I'll be doing some psychic surgery tonight, and then clearing tomorrow. A person, a woman, her mom, I don't know. She feels like there's some entities in her mom's house. So tomorrow I'll be doing a clearing, so that maybe it will help adjust them and balance energies, and they won't feel so uncomfortable. And I don't know that her mom actually feels uncomfortable in her own house, but I'm going to do it anyhow. So now the next part. Oh, oh my God, that Alec Balwin, that guy, he's a character. Oh my God, he's got a temper, and I think people have known that before, and he gets frustrated. I think he just gets frustrated and gets annoyed, and I don't know if it's a selfish thing or something from child. I think it's something from childhood, but that's besides the point. So anyhow, he got in a fight. I think it was today, and he was arrested, and I don't know. I think he's going to be doing some jail time, maybe some prison time. I don't know. That's a huge felony. That's probably about 8 years worth of jail time, prison time. So I feel for you, dude, but sometimes you just got to swallow your pride and let it go, because right now you wouldn't be in the position you're in right now. So I apologize that you go through that shit, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. So anyhow, Alec Baldwin, my blessings go out to you. I don't know if that's even the right word I want to use, but anyhow, I feel for you, but it's time to face the music and take up responsibility for your actions. To no offense, nothing personal. So anyhow, A Star Is Born. I did. I went and watched it, and there was a lot of stuff that I liked about it. The some of the songs were interesting. I don't know that it went deep enough. I think it could have went deeper. I don't know. I can't remember, because there were some cheesy parts that I thought they could have fixed and changed and made better, and I just can't remember all those. But anyhow, it was nice presentation. Is it Academy Award winning? I don't know. I think it's borderline. It could be nominated, but I don't know that it'll win any awards. It may win some awards, but it's already been done with Barbara Streisand and the other dude. I can't remember what his name is, but anyhow, that was a nice presentation too. But I think it's worth seeing if you want, if you have extra time, you have extra cash, and you just want to have something to do. I think it's worth seeing. Can you wait till it comes to Redbox or to Netflix or if you want to wait till it comes to Redbox, I think it's even worth waiting till it comes to Redbox. But if you want to see it in big screens, then obviously especially if you don't have a really good sound system, then maybe it's better to go to the screen because there's some nice songs that both Lady Gaga and that Bradley Cooper sang, and I think they could have done a better job. I gave it 1.5 thumbs up, and maybe 1.35 thumbs up, and again, it could possibly be nominated for Academy Awards, but we'll see. I think there were some moments in there that could be possible, but I don't think the whole movie is worth Academy Award winning stuff. So now I watched 3 other movies. Actually, I take it back. I want to. Oh, I didn't put it in there. No wonder. How'd that happen? Okay, let's go like that. I'm going to head and add it right now. I believe that's what it's called. I got to make sure, but I believe that I'm almost 100%. It's called Drop Dead Diva. I don't know if you guys have Netflix or not, but it's let me make sure I got the right title. I'm almost sure it is, but I want to make sure. Yeah, Drop Dead Diva. It's a show I've been watching. There's actually 6 seasons that it's aired. And now what's funny is that in the show, they're literally talking about and referring to what you call a walk-in. And I think I've talked to you guys about this before. A walk-in is 2 souls that share a body. They come in. One soul takes on the body initially, and just like in the show, some major traumatic thing happens. And in this case, both the women, there's a blonde model, and that's involved with this guy who's a lawyer, and then there's a woman, overweight, obese woman, that's a lawyer. And they both get killed on the same day, almost the same time, I think. And then the blonde goes up into heaven, and we don't know what happens to Jane's soul. She just disappears. I don't know what ever happens, but there's just the shell, the body of Jane, of this woman called Jane. So anyhow, the blonde goes up to heaven, and she's registering, right? She's registering in heaven, her soul stuff, and she's going to some clerk who's admitting her, and he's got this computer, and then all of a sudden he somehow she ends up going up to the computer and pressing return, and she's returned back to Earth. So her soul, and that's what happens in a walk-in situation. There's a traumatic situation. There's somebody, usually somebody dies, or somebody will be in an accident or something major happens, and then the other soul takes over. Now, I have talked to years ago. I talked to a woman who was a walk-in. She didn't even realize she was a walk-in. And what happens is when a walk-in comes back, they have the memory of the body, the cellular molecular structure of the body to learn from and to use and to derive from in terms of her memory recall, but they don't really recall everything. I remember years and years and years ago, I was at a festival called the WESAC Festival in Mount Shasta, California. A guy by the name of Joshua David Stone produced it for 10 years in a row. And so anyhow, a guy by the name of Kiara Winrider was there. Every year they made me the official photographer for this event for the last 5 years in a row that I went to it. That 2003 was the last year that I went. But anyhow, I would go and they would have do a leadership retreat. They would do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday festival, and then on Monday they would do a leadership retreat. And every year I photographed everything. So anyhow, there's a guy by the name of Kiara Winrider who I believe used this process of being a walk-in. He says he doesn't remember ever being born. He remembers all his other stages of life. I think he's now, Kiara Winrider is his 12th incarnation in a body as a walk-in, and he's over 3,000 years old, as I understand it. And so anyhow, he wrote a book called Doorway to Eternity, and actually I should put that on there. Here, let me remind myself so that I won't forget. So I'll include that in the credits on the right hand side in the comment section, so that way you can go check it out for yourself. Anyhow, this guy is literally over 3,000 years old. His name is Kiara Winrider, and I believe Babaji is his initial name. He years and years ago he went to visit his master or a master. And he waited there, I don't know how many years, but he waited there and waited until he would teach him everything he knew. So the master eventually literally came out, and said, okay, I'll teach you everything. So he taught him everything, and he's been at it since. He's never died since. So anyhow, I believe that this process of walk-in is how he's been able to maintain his body. Well, I take it back, because he incarnated a body, incarnated in a body, and then he's been going from body to body in a walk-in style fashion, and maintaining that body until it was due to move on, and then he'd go into his next body. And I believe, once again, I asked him what body, what number he was, and I believe he told me he was in his 12th body. So, and again, he doesn't remember ever being born. So, anyhow, eventually, 2003 was the last WESAC festival that I went to in Mount Shasta. And since then, it's diminished to about 250, 300 people or so, 350, I don't know. And it's been moved from Weed, California. There was a college in Weed, California, to Mount Shasta, California. I think it's a high school. And it's not much of a festival anymore like it used to be. But it used to have over 2,000 people attending this thing from all over the world. 1,000 of them were from the United States, and 1,000 people were from everywhere else. So half were from the United States, and the rest of the half was from everywhere else. So it was like that. So anyhow, it was a very interesting festival to attend. I met all kinds of people, all kinds of interesting stuff going on. And so anyhow, I met this other woman a few years ago, and she was a walk-in. She didn't know that she was a walk-in. I asked her about it. She didn't remember. You know, she came back into the body. Something traumatic happened to her, and when she came back into the body, she didn't really remember the people. It's kind of like having amnesia. You don't remember the people around you. You kind of have certain things that you do remember because you derive from the cellular molecular structure of the body, but you don't remember everything. So anyhow, check into that because she might be a walk-in, and sure enough, she finally resolved for herself that she was. And so she didn't remember her family, her friends, I mean, hardly anything. And she just remembered certain stuff, like maybe things, where she lived and her, the clothes that she liked to wear and stuff like that, whatever. But it's kind of like having amnesia. So anyhow, this show, um, uh, Drop Dead Diva, is about a walk-in situation, and so this model presses, and the way they do it is kind of funny, but I don't know, is it believable? Well, anyhow, it's the content I think that makes a difference. But she goes over and presses a button on the computer of this angel, this guy, the guardian angel, that's checking her in, and she goes, well, she gets, she's one of those arrogant types that shoots from the hip, and she goes, well, I want to go back to Earth. I don't belong here. Blah blah blah. I don't remember the conversation, but she goes and hits return on the computer, and boom, she gets shot down, and she's put into this obese woman's the lawyer's body by the name of Jane. So anyhow, but it's really good because they're constantly referring to the paranormal, which is really interesting. It's not like CSI or any of those lawyers shows. It's very interesting, and they have a lot of issues that they deal with that are very real and a very modern update and 21st century type of thing. So they have some interesting things, and they have some interesting solutions in terms of how they resolve, they resolve a lot of the cases. Now, it's kind of interesting that they win just about every case that they come across, but that's besides the point. But anyhow, it's interesting how they win. Some of the solutions are very, I don't know who's writing these shows, but they're doing a really, really good job. They're very conscious people, and they think of things I've never even, I watch shows, movies, and you can practically predict every single action, word, and deed that's going on in the show or the movie because it's so predictable. I've already come across a situation one way or another, and you already know the answer, blah, blah, blah. But these guys are very creative, very conscious, and very interesting in terms of how they present this show. And not only that, but they include the paranormal just about I'm pretty sure every episode it has to do with paranormal activity going on, one way or another. So it's very interesting. Now, one of the things is the blonde gets booted back from out of heaven and back into a body back on Earth. But the guy, the guardian angel, comes with her to help her out, to oversee her and to make sure she's okay. So I don't know. I guess maybe a walk-in in a real walk-in situation that might happen, but not in the way in the movie, the way the show presents it. But there could be a guardian angel that comes down with them, or a number of guardian angels that would come down with them and help them, assist them, guide them, and support them. That could happen, of course, but they wouldn't be in a physical body like the guardian angel is on the show necessarily. And so anyhow, it's very interesting. I mean, if you have Netflix and you have a chance to go watch that, I definitely recommend it, especially if you like paranormal and new age stuff. Well, I don't know, maybe new age stuff, but they talk about a lot of issues that are very current and very interesting. And I like one guy, he marries a woman, and then I don't know how in the hell he does it, but he marries another woman, and they don't know each other. They've been married he's been married with both women for several, 5+ years or so, and they're soulmates. Now they do bring up the issue that a person can have not only one soulmate but two soulmates, which I agree with. In fact, even more. And towards the end, the guy gets caught, and he has a third soulmate or third fiance that he's gonna marry. He gets caught, and so that ends that case real quick. So anyhow, yeah, can you have more than one soulmate? I think I've already talked about this, but yeah, I believe you can have more than one soulmate. Several, probably 100 or 143 soulmates, I believe. But that's besides the point. So anyhow, again, if you get a chance to go watch that, there's plenty. 6 seasons. I think there's 13 episodes for every season at least or so, and so that's that'll keep you busy for quite a while. Now the next movie that I watched that I thought was probably the most interesting movie out of all the movies, not the television show, out of all the movies that I watched in the last couple of weeks or so, or week or so, it was probably the one that was the funnest and most interesting to watch. It was funny. I knew it was going to be funny. The Spy Who Dumped Me with Mila Kunis, and so anyhow, it was actually different than I thought it was going to be. The plot was different, and so, but it was still interesting, and it was actually more interesting than I thought it was going to be, and as funny as I thought it would be. Every time Kunis is in a movie, they're usually comedy, and usually they're funny and fun to watch. So I figured, and I knew that was going to be a fun movie to watch. So that was a good movie to watch if you want to go check out. Yeah, I think it's on Redbox now, so if you want to go check out. Now, and of course I won't give you the plot, but you know it's not like an incredible fantasy type of thing, but and it could be a realism type of thing, but it was just funny the way it was done. So anyhow, I recommend that movie as well. I give that a 2 thumbs up, and along with Drop Dead Diva, I give it a 2 thumbs up as well. Now, Mamma Mia #2. I watched the first one. That was fun to watch. That was maybe a 1.5, maybe 1 3/4 thumbs up. And this one, the second one, you know, it was kind of fun. It was kind of redundant. They showed, you know, in the movie they showed how the friends came together, and the mom went and found the island, and she took over the hotel, and they didn't give a drawn out synopsis or presentation or storyline in terms of how all that came about. But in this movie they did. So basically they kind of repeated everything except extended the storyline in terms of how that hotel came about. And then they re-sang some of the songs, and I mean a lot of it was just redundant, and it was fun, but you know, I you know, would I go out of my way to go watch it again? No, I wouldn't. Definitely not. So, is it Academy Award winning? If people award Academy Awards for redundancy, then yeah, it could be, but I don't think so. So anyhow, so again, I just got my master certification. Things are slow right now. Probably things won't pick up for me till January. And I got some stuff in the works. I'm looking at doing a radio show, a new radio show. I'm looking at a publisher is revamping my book. I don't know where she is in the process, but we've already discussed on her re-editing my book, so and then republishing it and putting it out there. And right about the same time, I want to be able to come out with a new radio show, and that has to do with my book. And so I think it's going to be interesting. I have a co-host out of the East Coast. I think she's in New Jersey, but anyhow, that will be doing the show with me, and I have some angles on how I'm going to be doing the show. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be paranormal, and I think it's going to be cutting edge. I think I have a feeling it's going to be cutting edge and useful and beneficial for people to learn and understand this show, you know, from this show. So stay tuned about that. In the meantime, again, I'm going to add the Drop Dead Diva title so people remember that, and then Kiara Winrider. I think I'm going to see if I can find. I think he might have a website, and so I'll see if I can put that on there as well, so you can check it out for yourself. Anyhow, and again, you still have time to do the Dia de los Muertos, a prayer for them. You got till midnight tonight. Again, just do a little prayer, a little ritual, burn it and let it go. And don't, well, of course, you have to feel it out. Duh, I could have told you that, but that's fine. Anyhow, have a God-guided weekend. Be the love that you are, always have been, and always will be. Aloha.